This is the best in the world. Screw that. This is not WWE crap, folks. This is real wrestling. This is Ring of Honor presents to you Best in the World pay-per-view. Hello, everybody. I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster, and welcome to this Simple Predictions video for yet another incredible Ring of Honor pay-per-view that awaits us literally tomorrow, actually, at the time of this recording. Ring of Honor presents to you Best in the World. We have a 9-match card here, and then we'll talk about the TV taping as well, because this is technically a 2-day event. So with that, why don't we get right into it? Let's start off with our first match being, this is going to be a very interesting one, Flip Gordon versus Roos. Roos has been incredible, impressing Ring of Honor officials ever since he's come into Ring of Honor. Then you have Flip Gordon, who's coming back from injury, who astonished us for his level of tolerance for pain in G1 Supercard in that 6-man tag. And since that point, he's been trying to go after the Ring of Honor World Championship. Unfortunately, he recently lost Deny or Defy back at State of the Art, where he can no longer go for the Ring of Honor World title as long as Matt Taven is Ring of Honor World Champion, which he still is. So basically, this match came down to this. There was a 4-corner match, and Castle, who has been basically turned into a dark peacock, he took the mic and basically trash-talked Roos, saying he's going to destroy his brother, Dragon Lee. Which Roos, you know, is like, yeah, whatever. But then, at this point, Flip Gordon said, "You don't have somebody to fight? I'll fight you. I'll even kick your ass best in the world." And Roos, in his own way, he accepted by basically nailing him in the face with a right hand. So, we will get, for the first time ever, Roos versus Flip Gordon. Roos is still technically undefeated one-on-one in action. He has yet to be pinned or submitted. Flip Gordon, he's out trying to prove himself, one of Ring of Honor's standard bearers. But I gotta go with Roos, I believe. I feel like he's the next in contention for the title. I'm surprised he hasn't had a title match at this point. Maybe they're not doing the whole heel and heel dynamic. But with that being said, I'm going with Roos for the win here. And by the way, this will take place during what they're called the Ring of Honor pre-show for free. So you get to at least watch this if you don't watch the pay-per-view. So if you never watched Ring of Honor, take a look at this match. You won't be disappointed. Following that, let's go into our next match, which is a grudge match. It is a tag match between them boys, one of the best tag teams in the world in my opinion, the Briscoes, versus Nick Aldis, the NWA World Champion, aka the holder of 10 pounds of gold. Shout out to you, Jeff Meacham. And his partner, Colt Cabana. Until, unfortunately, Colt Cabana faced an injury where he will be unable to compete. Now, NWA put out an announcement recently on the YouTube channel stating that they already have a partner and it is a new signing to the NWA. I'm very curious to who it might be. Might be someone I've never heard of, might be someone I've already seen. Could it be maybe Jack Hager, who Nick Aldis has previous history with, defending the 10 pounds of gold against, aka the former Jack Swagger? Could it be somebody else out of the blue? Could it be a legendary wrestler that no one's even thinking about or have thought about in such a long time? Who can run with Nick Aldis from his past and be part of the NWA and make an impact in wrestling for wrestling? I'm very curious to find out. And we will find out for free at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow on the pre-show. So I'm very curious. But anyway, as far as my winner for this, the Briscoes have declared war on the NWA ever since being basically disqualified and counted out of the Crockett Cup, which led to them attacking Colt Cabana, who was basically defending the NWA National Championship against James Storm. To a draw, I might add, because those matches go for 15 minutes. And he said, hey, let's come back here and restart it. Instead, Briscoes come out, they attack Colt, Nick comes in to defend Colt, he gets attacked as well. We have this grudge match. It is Ring of Honor vs NWA, a war set by the Briscoes. Basically, only the Briscoes are in it, though. But going off that, and knowing the Briscoes have a title match coming up in Manhattan Mayhem against GOD for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championships in a New York Street fight, how fitting, I am going to go with... I'm going to go with the NWA on this one and say Nick Aldis and his partner pulls it out. I actually would be very curious if Camille somehow comes back into this and plays, but I don't see that happening. Highly unlikely in all likelihood. But this should be a very fun, hard-hitting match. And even in defeat, them boys, they're still going to have to the NWA, and I still think they're protected. Okay. Let's get right into the main show now. Let's start with... Well, we talked about Roos. Let's talk about his brother. It is Dalton Castle versus Dragon Lee. So Dalton Castle's been on a tirade, basically, ever since losing out on G1 Supercard in 17 seconds to Roos and dropping his boys. Basically becoming this heel, saying that he's the standard bearer, he's the guy. But again, he didn't want to go out to Bruce. He said he's going to make a statement and take out and humiliate his brother, Dragon Lee. So now we have Dragon Lee, who's coming off Best of the Super Juniors and defending the Junior Heavyweight IWGP Championship against Will Ospreay, who beat him. Now come back to Ring of Honor to face Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle needs some momentum. He's gained a little bit of momentum since she won Supercard, since winning that, Four Corner Survival, I believe. But I feel like Dalton Castle is going to go 0-2 against these guys. I'm going to give it to Dragon Lee for the win. And I'm very curious to see where it goes from here. Maybe Dalton Castle will try and attack Roos and personally call Roos during a world title match if he has the balls to do that. I'm very curious, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, should be very entertaining, very colorful still with the entrance. And I wonder if that weird pen he has under his arm now will come into play. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. Alright. Now, let's talk about the Women of Honor. Women of Honor has been one of my favorite things to come to Ring of Honor. It is true women's wrestling. Unfortunately, we have some previous women in wrestling that were more about eye candy than actual in-ring athleticism. No disrespect, but it's just the way they're being portrayed now. I hate it. It is the Allure, Angelina Love, former member of Beautiful People, and Mandy Leon. By the way, Velvet Sky, I wouldn't be surprised if she gets involved in this somehow. Versus Jenny Rose and the current Ring of Honor Women of Honor World Champion, the Gatekeeper, one of my personal favorites, Kelly Klein. So Kelly Klein has really turned around as far as competition and the way she takes herself to the ring. To the point now she doesn't really even come out with Camp Klein anymore. She does it all on her own, and in the end, she just wants respect for her and women's wrestling. She became champion of G1 Supercard, beating Mayu Iwatani, and has had multiple title defenses against local competitors since. I feel like at some point, maybe even at Summer Supercard, which I'm thinking about attending, she's going to be defending against one of the members of the Allure, and I really think it's going to be Angelina Love at this point, who teased it a while back. But anyway, bottom line, this is about women in wrestling versus, in Kelly Klein's words, these bitches. And she doesn't want these bitches here in Ring of Honor. So, basically Allure having making their calling card, using lipstick and attacking every woman and being the eye candy, and basically just interfering in all the women's matches, making a point and making them still standing. Jenny Rose, Kelly Klein, they haven't always met eye to eye, but on this, they both meet eye to eye. And I feel like right now, this is momentum to the champ. I am going with Kelly Klein and Jenny Rose for the win. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Allure do attack them afterwards, though, especially since their last encounter, Kelly Klein took a freaking high heel to the head. Freaking annoying. But anyway, I'm just annoyed with the Allure in general. I'm going with Kelly Klein, the Gatekeeper, and her partner Jenny Rose for the win. And hopefully this will end the reign of terror, at least for a little while. Moving on from there, we go to the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. It is Bandito versus the current champ, Shane Taylor. This is a very interesting match considering Shane Taylor, he won this in Four Corner Survival against a man that is still undefeated one-on-one, unpinned or submitted, which we'll get to soon, Jeff Cobb, one of my friend's favorites. Shout out to you, Cindy G. So basically, Bandito, he's been impressing, gain momentum both here in Ring of Honor and New Japan. Also competing in Best of the Super Juniors. And he will now face Shane Taylor for the, the Ring of Honor World TV Champion. Shane Taylor, who won this and had momentum ever since. But also, Bandito has had a victory over Shane Taylor previously, and other established stars such as Silas Young, Rocky Romero, PJ Black, and even former current Lot Blood members, Overkill Mark Haskins. So let's see here. Shane Taylor, he's all about talking, but he backs it up in the ring, straight out of Cleveland. Bandito, impressive as always, incredible strength, unbelievable agility. It looks like Bandito's actually going to be the stronger of the two to me based on what I've seen. I feel like he's got the advantage here. So I am going to go with Bandito picking up the win and becoming Ring of Honor World TV Champion. And we'll see where he takes it from there. Moving on, let's go into the Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Championships. It is Lockblood, Tracy Williams, Mark Haskins, and now it seems, maybe the newest addition to Lifeblood, PJ Black, versus the champs themselves, Villain Enterprises, the faction of Brody King, the Villain, Marty Scurll, and he's not human, PCO. And they might be teasing the debut of some new looking Ring of Honor 6-Man Tag Team Championships. Okay, so they have won the 6-Man Tag Team Championships back at, I believe, after Ring of Honor 70th anniversary against the Kingdom. And they've held them ever since. And they've faced the likes of legends from New Japan Pro Wrestling. And I'm not sure who else they defended. Oh, yeah, that's right. Shinobi Shadow Squad. I forgot about that. So, let's see here. But then you got Lifeblood trying to prove a point, bringing Honor back to Ring of Honor. Even though Juice Robinson apparently is no longer with Ring of Honor. He wants to stay in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I guess there are some indifferences between New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor. But hopefully those get coincide, because I like when they collide. Anyway, not to take too long in this, Lifeblood trying to prove a point, yet to really win titles. Tracy Williams has already been against the Ring of Honor World Champion, Matt Taven, and lost. Mark Hatkins also been against Matt Taven and lost. PJ Black, he's been against Nick Aldis for the 10 pounds of gold and lost. These three men are trying to prove a point, but they always steal the show. But you can't go against Villain Enterprises, who apparently are looking for a fourth member. And I feel like they're really not giving Marty Scurll any momentum. He lost at G1 Supercard in the ladder match for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship, and he lost against Nick Aldis at the Crockett Cup for the NWA 10 pounds of gold. Yet he still is making waves all over the world, competing in Best Super Juniors in New Japan Pro Wrestling, claiming he wants to be a heavyweight, and recently winning a heavyweight title from another promotion I don't remember. So, with that, I am going to go with, because I also know PCO is freaking insane, and coming off also a world title match against Matt Taven, and lost to the point that he destroyed his eye with an axe, and that was sick. Not to take too long in this match, though, I am just going to go with Villain Enterprises retains, especially because I believe these new titles, it's not going to be a one-time thing. I see them going the distance, and this is one of the strongest factions I've ever seen in Ring of Honor, the strongest trio. No disrespect to, no counting out Lifeblood though. It's going to be a very good match, very competitive, a lot of hot spots, a lot of near falls, but I don't see Villain Enterprises losing that gold. And keep in mind, they're also the NWA World Tag Team Champions, Brody King and PCO. And as much as I want to think maybe them boys, the Briscoes, might have the balls to interfere in this, considering they lost the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships to them boys. Or sorry. To Villain Enterprises, I don't see that happening. I mean, Villain Enterprises got a lot of heat with a lot of people in Ring of Honor, but they also got a ton of momentum and a ton of gold. I'm going with Villain Enterprises for the win here. Simple as that. Alright, let's go now to our next match, Jay Lethal versus Kenny King. So, these two men have really been standard bearers for Ring of Honor. Jay Lethal more than Kenny King in my opinion. Kenny King trying to prove a point. How he said I beat him last year, and recently he won the G1 Supercard on a Rumble, which was freaking hilarious. But then he suffered the mist of the Great Muta and had to go through some diverticulitis osteovascular surgery, which of course was a huge farce. It was fun seeing him on mic though and really being like a blind person. It was pretty entertaining. And shout out to what's her name, Allie, I think. She did very well at helping the guy out. Anyway, basically he attacked him from behind at one point and revealed that it was all farce, and he's out to prove a point. He wants to be the standard bearer and prove that he's the better man against the former longest reigning Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Lethal. So now we have a best 3 series, and this is the last match in the series. Both men are tied 1-1. So basically, I believe Jay Lethal got his hand raised via disqualification over Kenny King at one time when Kenny King attacked him with a microphone and then threatened to hurt his arm in a chair, which he stomped on. But he said he didn't want to just beat him on TV. He wants to beat him on the grandest stage of all, Best of the World. So here we are. And of course, Jay Lethal, he now has won because of that. But Kenny King, he actually won the first time using some of Jay Lethal's own moves, including Lethal Injection. This is a grudge match, this is a blood feud, but regardless, Kenny King, he has a Ring of Honor World title opportunity waiting for him, as well as Jay Lethal, who still has yet to get his rematch. So it really comes down to who I believe is going to be next to challenge the champ. And I feel like it's going to be Jay Lethal. So I'm going to go with Jay Lethal closing this series and winning. These are two of the top stars in Ring of Honor, but I feel like Jay Lethal, he is Ring of Honor. So I'm going with Jay Lethal for the win, and I expect him to take on Matt Taven maybe at Manhattan Mayhem, or if I'm lucky, Summer Supercard. We'll see what happens. I know Kenny King's going to be disappointed, but it is what it is. Which leads us to our main event. The Ring of Honor World Championship. Matt Taven who's held it since G1 Supercard and defended it successfully against the likes of PCO, Mark Haskins, I believe the Denier Defy defended against Flip Gordon and Tracy Williams and who was the other guy? Bandito, I think? I don't remember. Anyway, he has been virtually unstoppable, but he also has had his partners in the Kingdom with him among every stop, even though Ring of Honor officials have said that the Kingdom can no longer be at ringside for any of his World Championship matches. So we get this match now set up with Jeff Cobb, who didn't want a rematch for his Ring of Honor World TV title, holding it for so long, but the fact that he's been undefeated still in singles action, not pinned or submitted, he wants a shot at the world title. So Ring of Honor officials gave it to him. Incredible two-part interview. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out on Ring of Honor's website, where Jeff Cobb talks about he fears no, he wants this, okay? Because he wants Matt Taven. He wants the Ring of Honor World Championship. Matt Taven, who's finally completed the Grand Slam, has had nothing but momentum since then. And Matt Taven says he fears no man because he is Matt Taven. So looking at this is going to go one of two ways. We either give Jeff Cobb his first defeat at the hands of Matt Taven, or Jeff Cobb finally reaches the summit and becomes Ring of Honor World Champion. Well, the thing is, Jeff Cobb is also in the G1 Climax. And I feel like Matt Taven, he still has a lot yet to do and prove, I feel, to himself and others while being Ring of Honor World Champion. So I am going to go with, man, this is a hard one. Jeff Cobb's been champ for 287 days with that title. But Taven, I mean, You know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to say, because it botched me at G1 Supercard, curse you, Cindy and Chris Cass. When I went against them and went Marty Scurll, I'm going to go with Thy Kingdom Come, Matt Taven retaining the Ring of Honor World Championship. Sorry, Jeffrey. Alright, so that was my predictions for the Ring of Honor Best in the World pay-per-view. But keep in mind, as Ring of Honor does, they tape their TV shows in advance too, like NXT. It just takes a while for them to air them and catch up every week on Fight TV. And they are going to have, of course, a TV event. So I'm just going to run through that real quick too. Jay Leaf on the Bouncers face the Kingdom in 6-man tag action. This could potentially lead to the Kingdom getting a 6-man World Tag Team Championship opportunity, which I believe they already won in a gauntlet match. The momentum's in their favor. I am going to go with, of course, though, they did disrespect the Bouncers, and Jay Lethal can't stand Matt Taven. And that's if Matt Taven is still champ, according to my predictions. But I am going to go with the Bouncers, actually, and Jay Lethal picking up the win there. Following that, we have Women's Number 1 Contenders 4-corner survival match between Stella Gray, Jenny Rose, Angelina Love, and Tasha Steele. All four of these women have proved themselves very well over the history in their wrestling pursuits, and I've seen Stella Gray and what she brought against Kelly Klein in a one-on-one match. But I'm going to go with, like I said, I feel like they're building to this at Summer Supercard. I'm going to go with Angelina Love for the win here, solidifying herself as number 1 contender for the Winner of Honor World Championship. Oh, also in advance, Kelly Klein's going to kick your ass. I'm going with Kelly Klein for the win on that match, too. Kelly Klein's losing the title to you. Following that, we get Silas Young versus Josh Woods. Silas Young boasting that he's the best tentacle wrestler in Ring of Honor, and he's going up against Josh Woods, who's returning and trying to prove something to himself. So I'm just going to go with Silas Young. Oh, man, I thought I missed something. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. It's also at Ring of Honor. I thought I only did 8 matches. At Ring of Honor Best of the World, we get Silas Young versus Jonathan Gresham in a pure rules match. Silas Young, who calls himself the Technician of Honor, but he's taken every cheap shot imaginable to win a match. And then Jonathan Gresham, who is all about pure wrestling. And that's what this is about, pure wrestling. And a pure rules match is an emphasis on technical wrestling, which means any bending of the rules will not be tolerated. Basically, this is actually what Ring of Honor was in its early days. I believe there's like a certain number of rope breaks as, well, actually, you know what? I don't remember actually what the rules for pure rules match is. Okay, I've got my notes here, sorry. Again, it's been a while since I've seen this type of match. So basically, closed fist punches to the face are not permitted. Only open-handed slaps or chops to the face are allowed. Punches to the other part of the body are permitted, excluding low blows, of course. And let's see here. I believe there's something about rope breaks here. The first use of crow's fist will get a warning. Second will be a disqualification. And each wrestler has 3 rope breaks. in an attempt to stop submission holds and pinfalls. But after they exhaust the rope breaks, submissions and pin attempts under the ropes are actually considered legal. So those are the rules for a Pure Rules match. And this was actually the early days of Ring of Honor. I believe that in 2006, it was Daniel Bryanson who defeated, of all people, Nigel McGuinness to unify the two titles that were known as the Ring of Honor Pure Championship and the Ring of Honor World Championship into now it's just the Ring of Honor World Championship. I love the incarnation, by the way, it's gone through since Cody brought a new title into Ring of Honor as well. Anyway, Jonathan Gresham, the Octopus, technical wizard. He can lock you up. He can fake you out. He opens his wrist to you. If you grab it, you're in for something bad. But again, the previous two encounters, Silas Young has gotten the advantage of him, even though he's used a low blow and a hammer to the head. But anyway, I'm going to go with Jonathan Gresham finally getting his redemption here and getting the win over Silas Young. Anyway, which will of course infuriate Silas Young, and that's why I feel like he's going to beat Josh Woods at the TV tapings. Following this, going back to the TV taping, we got Sumi Sakai facing Carissa Rivera. And Sumi Sakai coming back from an serious injury, by the way, which I'm happy to hear. The former Women of Honor World Champion. I am going to go with, because, you know, she's a veteran, I respect her, and she's back. We're going to go with Sumi Sakai on the win on this one. And then the final match known up to this point is M-Boys, the Briscoes, versus the Brothers, Roos and Dragon Lee. This is where I see Dalton Castle coming into play, being vengeful, angry at the fact he lost to Dragon Lee according to my predictions. And I see him costing Roos and Dragon Lee here, and them boys picking up the win, which is of course going to infuriate Roos and probably lead to Roos versus Dalton Castle, maybe at Manhattan Mayhem. So with that, I am finally done. Those are my Simplin Wrestling predictions on Ring of Honor Best in the World pay-per-view and the current matches lined up and known now for their TV taping immediately the following day. It's going to be an awesome show, and I can't wait to see it. I'm, of course, going to watch the pay-per-view tomorrow, Friday. But then, of course, Saturday we got AEW Fighter Fest. So I'll watch the TV taping probably Monday. Of course, this might not be all just one TV taping. It might be over a series of weeks. Because Ring of Honor is weird like that. But that's it for me. Those are my predictions for Ring of Honor Best of the World and its TV taping. Thank you for listening. I want to hear yours. Let me know what y'all think. Leave your predictions in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? What are your thoughts? Are you indifferent? Like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell to know when I'm going to do another video, because I'll be doing another video very shortly on New Japan Pro Wrestling's Southern Showdown Melbourne, Australia, where I'm super excited for Will Ospreay versus Robbie Eagles. I believe we should close the show, but I digress. Anyway, if you want to know more about me, know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of wrestling. If you want to talk to me anything wrestling, look me up on Twitter at nfoster1916 or notyq.com/Noah, because I work a lot with them, and it's really how I got started in YouTube. Great community. Speaking of which, go follow them. Support NoTQ. Buy a shirt. notyq.com/shirts. Go follow them on all your social media platforms. Go communicate, make a friend, make an enemy, troll virtue. Interact with anything you want on their website. Everything has a comment sections. Polls, memes, gifts, reviews, sexy female pics, columns, you name it. It's all there. It's all wrestling, and that's what it's all about. Support independent wrestling, because that's where this all starts, as I like to close. Support your local wrestling house, big and small. And let's keep growing this pro wrestling community together. Simple as that. And follow my simple YouTube channel here at youtube.com/users/NoahFoster210. I'll be giving you content every week on wrestling, if nothing else, a series that's at my heart, 205 Life Matters on Cruiserweight Wrestling and the 205 Life brand. With that, thank you so much for listening. Enjoy life, enjoy wrestling, share a moment with your family. Go enlighten somebody. Have fun. Share a smile. Take care, and until the next video, I hope you all happy wrestling, everybody, and have a wonderful day.